people anywhere. I got states I gotta visit and all that.
So you
get what I'm
trying to
saying?
get
I ain't limiting myself to just black stuff. I got stuff I gotta do. People I gotta see.
You gotta get to that
there's
million.
definitely more room, for me to.
So how can I set an appointment? Like tell the people how they can.
So you can set an appointment by first of all go follow my own business page.
Selling your
follow my business page on Instagram and Facebook. Goddess Glow Aesthetics. It's literally how you space Goddess space Glow space Aesthetics. And you can book an appointment at goddessglow.as.me. And if you get on there, if you don't know where to start, for y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a free phone consultation. So just hit me up. So when y'all do it, just DM me.
Say Goddess.
DM me, man, listen, and I'm gonna give y'all a free phone consultation.
Okay.
DM man, listen. Look, man, listen. Got the hookup.
Put it on the type it on.
Hashtag that. We got y'all to hook up on this free consultation. Man, listen.
You can
So what type of marketing strategy do you use? Do you you said I guess no demographic is off the table because you say you deal with all types. So what type of marketing strategy do you have? Like do you run promotions? Do you do like pop up? Like how do you market yourself right now?
I run promotions. I do pop-up shops. I also leverage other people's platforms as well. So if I know another esthetician in Atlanta or something, or anybody, an influencer and anybody, I get them to, show me some love, get their followers on to my page. So
Sabrina said, what about alcohol and witch hazel?
So alcohol and witch hazel. Okay. So witch hazel is a good astringent, right? But that's it. So because it's an astringent, it's gonna dry out skin. It's really good for it's really good for like oily skin or like if you got breakouts and all that good stuff. But you gotta make sure that you moisturize because it's gonna dry out your skin. But it is a good astringent, and you ain't gotta do it every day either.
That's witch hazel.
Witch
hazel.
Alcohol. I ain't really no fan of alcohol on the face too much. I'd rather just use witch hazel if you're gonna use it. Alcohol, I'm just not a big fan of it. That's my personal though.
I got a good question for you. It's the $1 million question.
The $1 million
I hope
question.
everybody listening.
Man, listen.
Bumps, whiteheads. Should we bust them? Is it a good idea?
Man, if you don't know what you're doing, don't bust it, because then you're gonna leave then you're gonna be coming talking about you got dark spots you can't get rid of. So if you don't know what you're doing, no, don't pop your own.
So give us a tutorial on how to bust a whitehead, so I won't have a spot on my face. So
you can't do it. Just go ahead and let it run its course.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Okay, so for all y'all. To my wife too, cause she get aggravated with me because, hey boo, you get aggravated with me when I have bumps on my face. You just gonna leave that pimple up there? Ooh, it's getting on my nerves and make me sick. Okay, she said we shouldn't bust them.
Do not touch it.
Man, listen.
Free
game.
Yeah, that's free.
That's free game right there. That's free.
Yeah, that's free. She ain't charging you for that. So with not blackheads, I guess. Cause I saw you putting that little thing. I don't know what it's called. It looked like I don't know what it looked like, but you digging in the folks' face like I saw what the heck. So is that a tool? Cause it came in one of my fingernail files and
not your fingernail.
It came in a little kit that I had.
Yeah, it come in a kit.
Yeah.
It come in a kit, yeah.
So I was like, man, I seen Ty using this on somebody.
Yeah, it's really good, like especially like the nose area and then the chin area. A lot of people have a lot of like sebaceous filaments.
Right.
So it's really good, like for just bringing it to the surface.
Okay. Yeah, so you called out all your platforms that you on?
I did.
Everything got explode.
Everything got explode aesthetics.
Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram, that's all I got.
Okay, you ain't got no YouTube?
I thought you said something to you about YouTube. No, I don't have YouTube yet.
So you got to put some.
Yeah, you should
some examples on there.
Yeah, you should do a video on YouTube of you actually cleaning the face, like from step one all the way through.
I do. I have those videos though.
You know.
Instagram.
Okay. So that's the aesthetics side of Ty. Now Ty is multifaceted. She has all type of different ideas and places that she visits. Ty is also some like a reader. And she also comes to that gym every now and then. So what about people that sweat real bad? Is that a skin problem, or is that something like inside, like something else, like a hereditary type? 'Cause I got a cat that don't even be working out and just be sweating for no reason. Is that some type of pore issue or something?
You know, I'm not sure.
That
probably got a lot to do with like what you eating too.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, his palms be sweating. He get some that feel like
somebody just sweat.
Yeah, like for no reason.
You somebody sweat.
Yeah, his palms be sweating. So I don't know if actually I know a couple people that's like that. So we also are about to start taking this mental wellness class. Now we know we initially made this podcast that we are eventually going to be on about black men and families and fathers, absentee fathers, fathers that's in your life, absentee mothers, mothers that's not in your life. So that's what we initially made this conversation on. Now I done had many conversations with you about parenting and, you know, all this stuff. And what's your take on things like, say for instance, like, it's a very touchy subject. Like I sent them some videos today about, was it D-Wade and his son? And,
yeah, you always.
Yeah, see, I ain't no advocate for that. Now, so I don't want to bother that. It's a touchy subject. But just the fact that the support is good, the fact that his support system is good, but I don't know if like supporting certain things is good, you know what I'm saying? And also, we had a young man, we also was mentoring a couple young guys and that had absent fathers or not being able to be with their fathers, and we had a lot of situations that was like that. So how do you see, like today, you being younger than us anyway, how do you see, like, with these men and women not, you know, being like in their children's lives and all that? How do you feel about that type of situation?
So I just want to say something about the D-Wade thing real quick.
By the what?
About D-Wade and his kid.
Oh.
So I feel like, you know, I'm like, first of all, we got to understand that kids their own person. Like, they're their own person. So regardless if we support it or not, like, they're their own person. Like, they have their own lives that they have to live. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So regardless, like, so I'm here for the support. You know, I feel like I love how he support his kid. Because he's his own individual person. Like, we can raise our kids up however, you know, how we choose to, but they're still gonna choose their own path at the end of the day.
Right.
But I feel like, first of all, I feel like society already want. Now I'm just speaking on us, like Black community, right now. So I feel like society already wants us beefing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to the government, they'll tell you, like, oh, I'll give you some food stamps, I'll put you in the house, but you can't be with this nigga, like, he can't be over here.
Right.
So I feel like we better together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gonna say.
So basically, it's a control thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
It's coming down from...
Overall, it's control.
Yeah. But that control is coming down from a higher situation that most people don't really have, don't have control of that situation, especially if they're in need of assistance, I guess. Because the assistance is what, give you those stipulations like, oh no man, I can't stay with you. You know what I'm saying?
And then when you look at it, it's like a lot of us need a lot of our, especially women, because,
Tiesha,
the man has left, so we need, the women need some help, and so, they just, I don't know. I feel like that's the bait.
For what?
You feel me? I'm gonna give you this, but go ahead and then you gotta stay out the house.
So that's like they say, that's the dividing factor. That's what I always say. That's what's breaking up households, is the fact that we get in these situations with, like I would say me with women, or you with men, that's keeping when you got somebody else coming in the middle, controlling how, you know what I'm saying, you do your thing over here. So I'm saying if you move in the projects, then you can't have nobody living with you, or else you got to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's like that little control pull, that they have over the fact that even if a cat was trying, like me and you were saying earlier, what's the day? But we was talking about when you have guys that's really out, really trying to be with their children, and some situations where a female may feel like they don't want to lose the food stamps or the assistance. You feel me? So you don't go all the way hard.
They won't work. Yeah. They'll put a limit on.
So you can't. It's a certain amount of time that you can work. In order, if you work,
because if you make too much,
they cut them stamps.
Right.
They cut that assistance.
That's so crazy.
So you can't really work, or else it'll be they'll take it away from you anyway. So that's crazy how that work out, man. How that system works. So that's the thing. Now, when there used to be an attack on the black man, then there was an attack on the black woman, then there was an attack on the black child. Now it's an attack on the whole family. Like, the children don't listen to the parents no more. So that generational gap is really controlling like the whole situation. So it's really some gaps going on right here that we ain't. So you speak on that, Ty. On them gaps that we got. See what that's saying.
You talking to me or Ty?
Tiesha.
Oh no,
I got a question. What since you in career, you grinding, what type of advice would you give someone in those situations? If somebody was to tell you,
good point, Destiny.
I don't want to make too much progress at this job or go too hard because they're going to cut my assistance, what would you respond with? Based on your ventures, your business ventures, what you're doing, what type of advice would you give that person?
Is that something that you want to do for the rest of your life? Because I don't feel like that's something that, that's something that help us along the way. Anyways, that ain't something we ain't trying to have the government in our business the whole rest of our lives. You get what I'm saying? This is just something that help us along the way. So if you make too much, then okay, that means you doing something right.
So like they say, the projects is just
temporary.
Yeah. So the assistance
right
is to help you to help you get on your feet. But sometimes we try to turn something temporary into a permanent way of life. Okay, I definitely agree with that. I was listening to what you were saying about D-Way and the support, and I definitely agree with the support part of it. But is there an age that's too early for a kid to make those types of decisions? Like think of one of your kids. Like think of your child.
Yeah.
That's my whole.
So what you mean? Like, when you on the thing, you don't even know. This ain't even nobody right now. This ain't even your time to do that. So definitely.
Yeah. So that's my
Destiny, that is a touchy.
That's my whole thing with that situation. As far as.
But he grown now. He
I don't know if he grown. He like 13 or something.
He older than that.
Nah, he like.
I don't think that boy
older than that. Hold on, let me see.
He like 14, 13.
I don't think he that old. I thought he was.
Cause he started out at 12. The whole situation started. He was 12. That man like 14 or something. So Destiny said.
Oh yeah, he 15.
Yes. So Destiny said that.
I thought it started earlier than that.
Was never created to help. The mentality is to keep the broken, the poor.
Absolutely.
So our people remain secondary. And Sabrina says, some people are truly in need of assistance, but some just don't want to do better. Mm-hmm. They become complacent. The assistance should be used as a step up, not a permanent way of living. We agree with you on that, Sabrina. Okay. And yeah, that D-Wade thing is a very touchy subject. I be trying to be as transparent and not say transparent and not say that. Yeah, nah, that man ain't number like 14 or 15 years old. Talking about years. But anyway, so with the fact that people be trying to do the like Sabrina was saying that. And Toddy said that public housing and the assistance is not made to be a permanent
way of
life. And I say what Destiny said is the system. In a lot of people's opinion, the system is not broken. The system just wasn't designed for us who looking for the system to work for us. Mm-hmm. So with it not being designed for us, then we have to stop thinking that what we see is broken. Like it's not broken. This
is how it is.
That's right. That's how they design it. So now you don't want to get in a situation where you think the system is made for you and it was never made.
Too late.
Yeah. So like you ain't got nothing to do with that. Like really. And that's the reason why I say that we keep running into that brick wall head first all the time, because we never got the understanding that the system was never designed for us to make it. We have to do the things that now, of course, progress now compared to 30 years ago or 40 years ago, it's a different dynamic. Now, of course, you see that a lot of black people are making advancements in all kind of fields, right? And it's always an exception. So sometimes when people like Ty, you, Trey, and everybody come out that hood and make it, you do the math on the number of people that's coming out the hood, it's still disparaging. Like it's still more people not making it out than it is the people that is getting out. So we can't account for somebody driving wheel. You know what I'm saying? We can't account for that, right? Mm-hmm. Because you got to want to get out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we can't account for a person's wanting to. And 50 years ago, we would say these white people is holding us back, right? But now white people don't really care what you do. Like they ain't even thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? They really killing you. every day. Like you look on the TV, somebody shooting a child. Oh, you feel me?
Massive shootings.
Yeah, so
they do massive shootings.
They really don't care what you do no more, right? So now you got opportunity that we would say that we didn't have. Like our grandparents may not have had. Now, a lot of us got those opportunities to make advancements in life, and we choosing not to. And of course, with the generational gap, me talking to my children is like, I'm speaking Spanish sometimes. Like, what you mean? Like, you feel me?
It's totally different.
It's totally different now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never play a Christian song in front of my mom. Ain't nowhere in the world I would play Plies with my mom in the car. On earth. You got to be in the you got to be in the lost your mind. See, that's the difference. It's normal now. Like, children, so the respect level has changed. I can't. How you do that?
Is it like I said? Ain't no. In every conversation, a lot of times, us growing up, the adult, my father could talk for like 20 minutes. I ain't said nothing. I'm listening the whole time.
Right.
Like I ain't even got a word in. I'm just listening. Listening. Even if it's some BS, even if he just talk crazy, I ain't saying nothing. You get in 2 to 3 minutes with a conversation with your son, within the first 2 to 3 sentences, he like what? You have to literally like stand up, like poke your chest out and say, I'm about to do something to you. Shut up, I ain't ask you to say nothing. So I know it's totally different. But I want to ask both of y'all, we talk about the system.
Talk about what? What you want to talk about?
I'm really for Tiesha. Do you think the system is designed? It's a rhetorical question, but it's designed to keep us at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we keep talking about, we keep saying the project's supposed to be. We keep saying the project's supposed to be temporary and it's not permanent, and we keep saying how the women or whoever, if they're getting that assistance, they don't want to make that person progress to reach higher heights because they're getting that assistance. So do you feel like that's designed to keep them there, just based on the way they look at it? Because we keep saying it's not designed to help, but it doesn't help. Well, it helped temporarily, but we keep saying it's not the end all be all, and it wasn't created for us to, grow from it. But how many people you think feel like that?
Feel like they can't grow from?
No, feel like the system is, the way.
Probably a lot of people, but I feel like that's that like slave mentality. Like they ain't trying to do you. I don't know. I feel like that's just them settling. Like how much you think you worth? Like at the end of the day, like it's all about like what Tim said. Like you gotta want it. You get what I'm saying? Like how bad do you want it? That's the question.
Let me give you a scenario, Tim. Let me give you a scenario. Okay, you got this. You got this female, Ty. She got 4 or 5 kids. She getting Section 8. She getting food stamps. And she getting child support from all them kids' daddy. She got the mentality like,
she living.
Why should I go to work?
Yeah.
I got, I'm gonna say it again. I got 4 baby daddies on child support. I'm getting Section 8. And since I got these kids, I'm getting these food stamps. I'm getting a plentiful amount. As a matter of fact, I probably even sell some of my food stamps. So, for this individual, so we said the system's not it, but this individual thinking probably in her head, why should I let this go? Yeah. And then, better yet, I can get me a job for probably 6 months, half a year, and file these kids on my taxes. You see what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, like it kind of puts you like right where you at. You ain't going into these. You ain't going into these industries. You ain't touching none of these businesses to make more money. You're not stepping outside. You're staying in that lower class where they want you at. Because I'm gonna give you child support. I'm gonna give you a food stamp. I'm even gonna give you a Section 8 housing. You can even claim kids. You can even claim kids on income tax. But we say the project is not temporary. They'll make that project they're permanent and they'll live out. There's people that'll rock out like that.
Absolutely.
40, 50 years. Under those circumstances.
We know people that done rocked out like that under those circumstances. What are you talking about?
So that's what I'm saying.
Natural lives. I know, and shout out to Big Mark, man. You remember Big Mark Simmons? Big Mark stayed in the project all his natural life. He a lawyer now, but he stayed in the project all his natural life, bro. And he persevered, like he made it out. You know what I'm saying? He a lawyer, a pretty big lawyer in Florida now. So he definitely send me a request, Desmond, so I can bring you in on my Instagram. So he definitely was an exception to the rule, and that's why I always say that. Even though they have these rules, it's always got to be an exception that validates the rule. Because you can't make a rule without validation. You got to have somebody say, well, he did it, right? Tiesha made it out.
You need an example.
That's right. So everybody, most of the people that you see are exceptions. And the masses of our people is going in the opposite direction. Tiesha just graduated from getting a license in esthetician, but if you go back and look on that day that she was graduating, how many people were catching 100 years in court at that time? This one judge in Georgia said he gave out at least 1 million years, and he said he's looking forward to giving out 1 million more before he died.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, what? That's been the exception. You see what I'm saying? One person made it out, and 100 other people went to jail or got killed on the block hanging out. The rules still being validated. So you should have did what Tiesha did, or you should have did what Tyree did, or you should have did what Destiny did, or you should have did what Rachel did. You should have did what somebody else did. Should. Everybody don't got that same desire, that same drive.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you just think about being in Valdosta and not having all these perks, like for instance jobs. Yeah, you can work at Walmart here. You can work at as a child, youth anyway. Coming up 16, you're gonna get your job at Piggly Wiggly.
Any restaurant, grocery store.
You're gonna work at Hardee's. You're gonna work at McDonald's. Yeah. So that gonna cap you out. But then when you get old enough, when it's time to graduate, right? And you ain't came up with no compensatory plan, nothing. You just going with the flow. Like, I don't want to go to the military. I don't think I'm cut out for college. What's your next step in order to leave? Because you already been working at McDonald's since you was 16, so you done start making some little money. So you think you done made it. You might be paying your car note, but you still stay with your mama, right? So that ceiling is still like right here over your head, ready for you to crack your head on that ceiling. Alright? Because there ain't no Amazons that's paying nobody $22 an hour in Valdosta. And you're gonna be hard pressed to get a job at ADM. What's the likelihood of, you know what I'm saying? them people that work at ADM, they usually die out them jobs. Like niggas don't quit that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can't work at E-League and climb. They can get a job. But how many spaces they got to fill? That's your job.
Space is limited. Very
Space
limited.
is limited
Right now, especially with the car industry.
Yeah, so that's the thing I'm saying. Like, it ain't no opportunities here for people to really make no whole lot of investment. So, like this, I'm saying that's why entrepreneurship is on the rise and people trying to make changes in order to turn that phone down a little lady. Put that thing on you. It ain't your turn yet. So people making different advancements, but the masses of our people is the one that still is going down. It's a lot of exceptions and it's more.
Yeah, it's more the other way.
Yeah, going the opposite.
Nowadays, they don't even, like, those conversations you had, like, earlier, they was asking you, hey, what's your plan? Just a simple question. What's your plan to do when you graduate? They kept asking you, from elementary school all the way up to high school, they was asking you, the guidance counselor was asking you, what's your plan? You had career days, so they was drilling in your head. You know, you had your athletes, you know, they wanted to go pro. A lot of athletes, they felt like, but they still asked the athlete, what do you break your leg? You break your arm, you know, NBA, NFL, $1 million. Like, you need to get right in these books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people listen. But nowadays, I don't even see that going on. Like, what is your plan?
Right.
And when you do have the example, like we was talking about on the other podcast, are you looking at mimicry? Are you looking at what Tiesha is doing? Are you looking at what Destiny is doing? When it comes to that, are you serious? You see what I'm saying? Some people talk a good game, but some people don't want to put in the work.
Right.
Once they see the grind that taking the work you got to put in, you know, you become complacent and you kind of back off. You kind of back off from it. One of the things I heard say, you said it was dentistry at first, right? Mm-hmm. You say you end up missing it, and you still end up
finding something else.
Hey, I'm gonna try this. So you was still persistent. You was still persistent in finding something else because you knew, hey, I gotta do something.
Right.
So in that situation, you could have easily said, well, I missed it. Well, forget it. I'm just gonna. You see what I'm saying? So you probably found, you know, what your calling was, and you're very good at it, and you dedicated to it. That's right. But like you said, how many people is really gonna take that next step to really follow through with something?
Right.
See what I'm saying? So I just think like those conversations ain't being had, and if it is being had, someone they're not listening, and they don't have that. You still don't have that drive. And it could be from, I think what we went through back in the days was so we had to get out and get it because we didn't have. You know, we come from we was poor. Just be real, you know? So I'm like, hey, I got to do better. I want to do better, but we providing for these kids. You know, they got access to more things than we had, so it's like, hey, you know, I could just still be afloat, just walk around here, but it's really harming them in the long run.
So, Destiny, what you got?
I think that the problem is that a lot of kids don't get the opportunity to be creative in what they want to do when they get older. And the realm is kind of closed in as to what they can do. A lot of kids like, oh, you need to go be a doctor. All they see is money signs. You need to go be a doctor. You need to go be a dentist. You need to go be, you know, something that can bring in a lot of money and not realizing that passion is what's going to bring in money. So you got a kid that's an artist and you telling them you can't be no artist. You got to go be a doctor or something.
Right.
Because art ain't going to make you no money. But that's just how our communities have been. Our communities have made us feel like the things that we actually want to do, we can't do. So a lot of these kids go to college and say, okay, I'm going to go to school to be a doctor. And your passion ain't to be no doctor, so you're going to drop out or you're going to get to the finish line just to realize that ain't what you want to do, so you ain't going to pursue it anyway.
Right.
Like, or you ain't going to be good at it because you don't want to do it anyway, so you ain't really invested.
My therapist actually said the same thing. Like,
What are some things, Destiny, that we can implement to take out this notion? Because I remember when we was going to school, they either told us to go to the military. They told us the only way was go to the military and go to college. It wasn't it was telling you about being an entrepreneur, so I definitely agree. It wasn't telling you about being an entrepreneur, none of that. You either go to the military or you go to college. So what are some things we can implement in society to tell these kids or show these kids that there's nothing wrong with following your dreams and, you know, keep pushing for what type of support system can we give to these kids to show them that college is not the only way? And it's been proven more now than ever. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, doing things wrong without going to college.
Without going to 4-year college.
Yeah, I go. See what I'm saying? People making it. So, what type of things we can do, you know, to kind of ease that off of? Because when you go to school, like you said, they're gonna tell you doctor, lawyer, teacher. That's what they give you: doctor, lawyer, teacher, or military.
How many times you ever heard somebody say, "Go be an esthetician"?
Yeah.
In our lives. So.
We don't.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem though. Like, I think that what's lacking is support. I think that, you know, show up to the school when it's time for an art show if your kid want to be an artist, or show up when your kid is in the room playing with dolls and doing massages. Maybe that's what they want to do when they grow up. Like, I think just showing up for them when they are expressing themselves, because that's how you gonna know. Like, that's how you know what you're passionate about. When you find yourself doing it when ain't nobody asking you to do it, or when you find yourself excited when you're doing something, and then when people show up for you, that just gives you that extra push. Like, for me personally, when I grew up, I didn't want to be no social worker. I didn't know I was gonna be a book author. Like, that wasn't ever a part of my plan. I wanted to initially, my plan was to, when I was little, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a doctor. And then I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go in the military. So I was in ROTC for 3 years, just to realize that ain't never been my plan. Not for real. I just needed something that was for sure, that I felt like was for sure. But I just think that we can start by, like, in our community, we can just start by showing up, like literally showing up. Not just saying we showing up, but supporting for real.
Sabrina said something that I want to repeat. She said that first of all, she said it's generational curse, and putting your child out as soon as they graduate solely because they're 18. How do y'all feel about parents that kick? Well, we don't kick them out. Y'all, it's time to get on up out of here.
I feel like that's what we be going wrong at, because are you ready?
At 18.
At 18?
Yeah.
Y'all they get kicked.
And you know it's crazy because I saw Sabrina. I saw somebody was doing a study on that, right? You know, I be reading all kind of stuff, so y'all have to be careful with me. I saw somebody doing a study on parents putting their children out at 18. And you know, black people do that more than any other ethnicity, race.
I'm saying, are they putting them out? Are they putting them out just cause?
They put them out because they're 18.
They feel like
They put them out just because they're 18. They're not putting them out because they're 18 and they knucklehead and they doing. Okay, so they just put them out. Once you graduate, you done?
Yeah, it's time for you to get out of here.
I wouldn't.
So I saw that, and they was talking about that, and they said that black people put their children out at 18 more than any other people on the planet.
How you found that study?
It's Johns Hopkins. You got to ask Johns Hopkins.
I'm thinking it's a...
Because that's probably where they see the most children that either are struggling or failing.
I think some kids be ready to leave.
They think they are ready.
My wife told me as soon as she graduated, she left the house. And she said she She got tired of baby little brother sister. She said,
So, yeah.
she said, I told my mama when I turned 18, I'm gone.
Well, how was life though?
I moved out. I got my first car when I was like 19, and I was not ready, like financially, nothing. But I did because I felt like I was wrong.
Because listen, you know for a fact, these just said, boy, she couldn't wait till she turned 18.
That's what I'm saying.
And that girl turned 18 and she didn't leave the house. And she was about 25. So
I was in VSU for 3 years.
yeah,
I had my son, and I was still at the house. You know, different in between the female races, but I was solely at the house. They didn't put me out. I helped out, but I was trying to get my degree, and I still, you know, I had my son, so they didn't put me out. That's why I was saying, is it? But my brother, he was a knucklehead. You see what I'm saying? So he was out at, you know, he probably was out at 17. So as I'm saying, it's different circumstances. Now that just you 18, you got to go. I don't see that. Like, especially my kids. If you working, you trying.
You know, that's the average parent tell their child like 18, man, you gotta get up out of my house, and especially boys.
And they do it because that's what was done to them.
Right. So it's
I heard you say somebody said something about generational curses. Yeah, that's how they start.
Yeah, Sabrina said it was a generational curse. So it's definitely had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, that
was a real study that I was following. They were going back and forth.
I've heard it several times. Once you're 18, you graduate, you gotta get up out of here. You know, yeah, we don't heard it. Like, we don't heard it plenty.
So Destiny, what that was you were talking about? What made me want to get you over here? Oh, you were saying imagine working 60 hours a week, making $8 an hour in an economy that has jacked up housing costs and desperately needing help to feed your family, only to be told you can only get assistance if you cut back the hours you work in exchange for a monthly food stipend instead of the same government increasing wages. That's the grand scheme of things. You want to talk about that? That's it. That's what y'all say on what y'all say.
That's the post.
That's the post. Yeah, that's it. That's the post.
That's what I was referring to when I said that they're trying to keep the people at the bottom because instead of you got these people in these jobs. The people that's in these jobs making $8, $7.25, or whatever is on the lower end of the stick, are the people who probably didn't necessarily graduate high school or graduated high school, maybe didn't go on to do nothing extra, so to speak, and they go out and just grab a job paying them.
What just happened?
You ended it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that must have been it. How long you been on there?
Oh, I ran out of ammo. Hold up, that's. I ran out of ammo and started going.
You got ammo, you flam.
Yeah, where she at, man? I gotta find you back, kid. But so you gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta go get my training.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got any last words before you go? Give them your social media outlets.
So y'all can follow me, Goddess Glow Aesthetics, on Instagram and Facebook. DM me, man, listen for a free skin consultation.
Y'all heard that?
And so we can get y'all going on y'all skin journey.
Man, listen, we got the, you know what I'm saying? We got the plug, we got the hook up.
Yeah, she gonna bless y'all with something.
Make sure y'all do that too. By
Hey,
Friday.
please, Diamond Ed, what's happening, bro?
I'm coming to get up. What's the name? Let you out.
Thank y'all. This was really, really fun.
Appreciate it. Did your thing.
So, y'all see they kick you off, Jip.
Toddy.
So yeah, it's always Toddy's fault, man.
Blame Toddy for
everything.
Blame Toddy for everything.
So yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit Tiesha up, man, and get that free consultation, man. She blessing y'all with that man listen hashtag. Listen, I sent you another request to come back on if you want to come back or not on Instagram.
Destiny phone and dead.
Yeah, we need to get you back over here so we can see what's happening. Now, they were telling me that I had like 14 seconds left or something, so I guess you limit. Oh, it's an hour on Instagram. That's how long.
They should set it. That's probably how you set it. I don't want you to make live like that, man.
Yeah, you can't be in here running your mouth all that long.
You bring him out that long.
She's the best. That's right, Sabrina. Make sure you shout out your niece, man. Alright, what you were saying, Destiny, before we get up out of here? Before you got cut off?
What I was talking about?
And she forgot.
You was talking about the people getting the $8 an hour and not being able to
Yeah. So they paying us these little bucks, and that's why I think that's the reason why, and I know that's the reason why a lot of people are going out and becoming entrepreneurs. It's black people especially going out and becoming entrepreneurs because they can make a better way for themselves doing something that they actually enjoy doing. And that kind of go back to what we was talking about earlier. Like they trying to pay us these little dollars, but they doing something they don't even care to be doing for real. So they just making themselves miserable going to these jobs, working for little to nothing. And then you got the government trying to come in and say they're going to help you out, but they ain't really helping you out, but keeping you stagnant. Keeping you stagnant, keeping you where they want you to be at.
Right.
Secondary, like I said, secondary to this color people. They don't want you to be. They don't want you to go up for real. So that's why they're gonna keep on doing this and keep on putting our people in these situations to where they can't grow.
And that's facts.
That's free game.
That's free right there. You gonna charge them for that?
No, I ain't gonna charge for that.
That's free. That's a free game.
What's up, peace, son? I see you on here, man. Creeping in here, man. Your brother on here. Showing up.
You should have been on here.
Sabrina said them some smoking mirrors. You're right. So the thing is, they always try. Well, they being what we know as what they call what they call the government. What's the little word that they use? Man, my brain always go blank when I be talking about them people, man. But anyway, they meaning them people always control the masses of the people with the trinkets. So if in Georgia, now you know, this is something that I know a lot of people didn't know. Did you know minimum wage is actually in Georgia is $5.25? The federal wages is $7.50.
I was making $5.15 my first job. That was 2000.
Somebody brought that to our attention. We were like, what? They're like, yeah. What y'all see is federal wages. State wages is different. State minimum wage is $5.25.
How you gonna eat?
So, in essence, they make you feel like you're really getting something. You see what I'm saying?
Say that again.
And they make you feel like you're really getting something.
They make you feel like you're really getting something.
Yeah. But
exactly.
You really ain't even living in, like, cause that's definitely a poverty. Like if you're making $7.50, you got a year. What that is, Toddy? If you do $7.50 an hour, 40 hours a week, you might be making you might be making about $300. Yeah, you might be making about $300 a week, which will be about
You making
$1,200 a month.
You making $1,200 a month.
Right.
Times 12. It's like 14,000.
Now that's without FICO and Social Security and all that knocking your head off. So you really coming home about $19,000 a year.
Not even that, Tim. If you making, hold on, if you do 750 times 80, cause you work 2 weeks, that's $600. You multiply that by 2, cause it's what, two checks in a month. You get $1,200 a month times 12. It's 12 months a year. You only making $14,000. Now you deduct that. If you need those benefits, me, I'm blind.
Insurance.
I need my dental, my vision, I need medical. Then they taking out taxes on top of that. Then if you like me, you pay child support, they taking it out too.
You might be at $4,000.
Yeah, if you try to save some money, you put some money back, you got a 401k
How can you save money with that? You can't say.
I'm trying to tell you.
I heard somebody say that one time.
You gotta move back.
And we gotta get up off of here, Destiny. But I heard somebody say one time, how are you gonna tell a broke person to save money? Like, and that's, we always hear people, like, we always say that. I tell my children that you got to save your money and save your money.
You know what my response is, Tim, if I was broke?
Yeah.
I can't afford to save money.
You can't afford to save money. You can't afford.
How can I afford to save money if I'm broke?
If I'm broke, like, what are you talking about? But that's the main thing. If you go to leadership conferences and all that, they want to know how much money do you have saved.
It goes back to the initial point
of validation.
You got to be together
in order to save.
You'll need some help. We're talking about the households that separate with one parent. You're gonna need some help. Like you need a little buffer. You see what I'm saying? If you making that amount of money, you can't survive on that and pay your bills. I just told you what they're taking out before you get yours.
Yeah.
When you talking about your living expenses, gas and lights, water, and all that.
Basic necessities.
We talking about that.
So you definitely is in poverty. At the end of the day, you definitely living in a poverty situation, man. So that's it. We got to get up out of here. But I guess we gonna have your little butt on here next time. You heard I almost called you?
Yeah, I did. I did.
We gonna get you on here next. I don't know if it'll be our next show, but I'll talk to you about it. We gonna have you on here next time. So
she come out with another book, right?
Yep, book coming out.
Dropping on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. GodIGetIt.com.
Yes.
We need to get her on Sunday then.
She ain't gonna be in town. I ain't gonna be. I'm gonna be on. It's her birthday.
Oh, you gonna be out of town?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably be back for the night show. But she ain't gonna be here for sure. Bye, baby. I'll talk to you later. Love you.
Appreciate that free game.
Bye.
Alright.
Alright, this is another episode of Man Listen. That was some free game. Thanks to Destiny. Thanks to Ty. She came in, she did her thing.
Thanks for everybody who showed up, man, and showed us some love and all that, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all support Ty. Go over there and get them faces cleaned up and all that. And learn about your skin and how to maintain your skin and all that. I'm definitely got to go over there, you know what I'm saying? trying to restore my exuberance and all that.
Y'all don't bust on whiteheads on y'all face.
Do not be busting no bumps in your face, and Sabrina don't be putting no alcohol on your face, man. She said, witch hazel. Yeah, so y'all stay away from that alcohol rubbing it all on y'all face and all that. You know, that was back in the day, alcohol was for everything.
I used to put it on my face. My mom used to tell me.
You used to put alcohol on it if your leg was broke. Yeah, put alcohol on you.
And rub alcohol.
Yeah, you gotta, if somebody bust your head with a chain or something, put some alcohol on it. So, y'all stay away from that alcohol, man. Man, listen, man, it was some free game. I enjoyed the show. I hope y'all did. We'll be talking back to y'all soon, man. Peace. You got something?
No, we out of here.
We out of here. Bang.